Hi guys, I'm Danny West and you're back with another episode of The Soapbox, your patient education station. And today we're finishing off physio first aid for the spine by talking about the neck. So we have talked about mid-back or the forgotten spine, the low back, and now we're moving up to the neck. And quite often, it is super common to get aches and pains in through the neck. Maybe you have chronic headaches. Maybe you work an office job and you're getting really stiff and tight up and along the upper traps there. So again, this isn't meant to replace a formal assessment, but these are a few little tips and tricks. If you start noticing, I am getting more headaches, I am getting more like tension in through the shoulders, my neck's super sore, try these tricks and then maybe see if you can get in to see someone. So the number one thing you need to remember with any neck stuff, even shoulder and upper back stuff, is posture. And I know you've heard physios harp on you for sit up straight, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to keep it super simple, and I just want you to remember 3 words: ugly guy kisses. Okay? And again, this is a great little tip and trick I learned from Dr. Urson Religioso out of the States. Thanks again, Urson, for this one. So he basically was like talking about how we should sit up straight. And a lot of people do, the token shoulder blades back. Well, the issue with that is if that's all you do, you're actually putting more strain on the neck. So if I turn to the side, and I'm kind of at my office job here, and you'll notice I have what's called a chin pokey posture. Okay, and you can see that really scrunches the upper neck. It's going to create a lot of tension in through the upper traps, not to mention muck up my upper back and my shoulder. So again, this is just good even if you just have shoulder and upper back issues as well. But he said, best way to describe it, especially to kids, is like, okay, I want you to picture like ugly guy coming in to kiss you, and it's like, ugh. And do you see how just from doing that, it stacks my ear in line with my shoulder, and that is key in terms of proper neck alignment. Because a lot of the time when you say shoulders back and then head back, people kind of go like that, but it's more of ascending the chin back through the throat and actually stacking the ear in line with the shoulder. So that is constantly should be your go-to for if you're at work, if you're commuting a lot and driving. I like to think about, okay, is my head on the headrest? Because a lot of the time you'll find yourself, again, kind of in that chin pokey posture, and it's just going to reef on the upper neck muscles and, again, can cause you tension, headaches, and that kind of thing. So number one thing is try to find the headrest by thinking of that little ugly guy coming in to kiss you technique. And again, trying to hold that as much as you can. You won't be able to hold that 8 hours a day. That's not really possible. But every so often, just kind of recheck, okay, am I doing ugly guy kisses? Am I feeling the headrest in my car, on the back of my head? So that's the number one thing. If you have any neck, upper back, shoulder issues, you need to think ugly guy kisses. The second thing is a lot of people will try to do some neck stretches, which is good, but I'm going to give you my little hack. It's what's called a mulligan technique, and it's awesome just for especially freeing up side bending, which a lot of people are really tight in. So again, to do a self-check on your own range of motion, you would test flexion, looking down, you would test extension, looking up, and technically for flexion, you should be able to touch your chin to your chest, FYI. So that might be a little tight. You're going to check side flexion. So how close can your ear come to your shoulder without elevating your shoulder? And then you can also check rotation. So how far over my shoulder can I rotate my head? And you'll notice I'm even a little bit restricted on that. History of a car accident. So again, I struggle with kind of some chronic neck tightness. So I kind of do these every so often as well. So as much as you have to think about ugly guy kisses to allow for proper movement of the neck, you also want to think about, okay, how can I get a little bit more out of my neck range of motion? So all you need at home is a housecoat string, okay? You can use a belt. I just like how housecoat string is actually a little bit softer too, so it's not going to be as uncomfortable. But I have what's called, this is a mulligan technique belt. Looks like a seat belt. So say I was stiff going this way. Not so bad, but you can see the tension in my upper trap. So I actually go better this way. But for the demo, because I have my mic on this side, I'm going to demo it this way. So you would get your little housecoat string. You're going to wear it Miss America pageant style. Okay? And you'll see there's like the nape of the neck here. That's what I'm aiming for. I can't be like down here and I can't be up too high. I'm just going to feel like I'm choking myself, which is really weird. So you're going to kind of come up to the nape of the neck. And you're going to push down on an angle down towards the hip. So again, it's a directional thing. It's not pushing straight down. It's kind of an angle this way. And then with my pressure down, I'm going to go into some side bending here. And you can do 10 away from the belt, or you could even try 10 towards the belt. Okay? And all it's doing, it's actually working on the first rib. So that kind of attaches, it has some neck muscles that it attaches to. And if that first rib gets a little mucked up, again, it can cause headaches, it can cause shoulder issues. So this is like a nice go-to to just do as a preventative thing for the shoulder as well. So I would do maybe a set of 10 in one direction. Then you take the belt off and just kind of retest your range of motion. And you might notice, oh wow, feels a little bit freer in all directions, especially with side flexion. So I like that one because a lot of people like reef on their head with their hand. A lot of the neck stretches are really uncomfortable. They get a lot of tension in through the neck. So I like that one because it's also stretching that upper trap, but it's also self-mobilizing the first rib, which is great for the neck. So ugly guy kisses. We have our little Miss America pageant one for side flexion. And then the third one is really great to kind of self-treat these little muscles that actually attach onto the back of the skull. And if I have my spine here, so this is the back of the skull. They actually attach from here down to the top. They're called our suboccipitals. These are the lovely ones you can get massaged. The practitioner will kind of like work on them with you laying on your back, maybe give you a little bit of traction. They're fantastic to be released, but you can also do it yourself if you have a foam roller at home. So I'm just going to switch my angle here a little bit, and I'm just going to show you the easy suboccipital release for the neck. So I'm going to come to lay on my back, and I'm going to try to get right up into the hairline with the roller. And I can kind of play with my angle here. But again, you're right up into the hairline. And I can just hold a spot there if I find a sweet spot. And I'm just going to rock my head side to side. Again, it's a nice little release for the suboccipitals. And you can also do a little pull like away so that it's kind of tractioning my head for me, and it's quite lovely. But especially if you're getting a lot of headaches or sitting all the time with that chin pokey posture, that's a great go-to for the neck. Okay, so we have our ugly guy kisses, we have our Miss America pageant, and we have our self suboccipital release. 3 quick and easy things. Like I said, cups are also really handy. You can use the cups on the upper traps, obviously like on the skin, not on a tank top. But again, just know any of the massage stuff is just a Band-Aid solution. It's just to tie you over. If we're not also pairing that with proper sitting technique, it's just going to keep tightening up and the vicious cycle continues, okay? So if you remember one thing from here, just remember ugly guy kisses. So many of us are horrible at this, especially kids, because we are constantly on our phones. And just look around, like the angle on people's neck is horrendous. Then you got to think how much you're on your phone and staring at your phone, just causing so much tension in through the upper neck. So posture, posture, posture. You can try that Miss America pageant one for side bending and also the suboccipital release. And that's the soapbox for today. Happy ugly guy kisses. Thanks, guys.